call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the home of the USC Trojans, the storied Los Angeles Coliseum. And the Trojans will put toe to leather and will get started. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. So Oregon's offense will take the first swing of the game. This wide receiver matchup is one that we've been waiting to see. You have two guys on either side, Jesse, who are really going to make the secondaries nervous.
Oh, they should, because these guys can take the top off the defense. You've got two very dynamic individuals playing on each offense, and
turning it on! That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Went to the running game on first down. Now here they come again. Looking to throw, it's Wall. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. We'll see if the offense can move the chains after that incompletion. Throws to the tight end. And they won't make the connection going for the big play. The Ducks will try to pin them back with the punt. They'll boot it into the night sky for the first time. Fair catch is made inside his own 20 at the 17-yard line. So the USC Trojans offense has its first opportunity of the day. And for their sake, they better hope they've solved some of the turnover and protection issues that just plagued them in a nightmare of a game last week, David.
It was not a good performance. And this offense has got to grow. It's got to get better. And they've got to find some ways to move the football. They've got to throw the football, but we can't turn it over. Jesse, those are the critical mistakes. More games are lost than won, and last week, too many turnovers for this quarterback.
Well, they just had too many negative plays and too many turnovers in that game to win. They believe they've got the dudes offensively to win games so long as they stay on schedule. But when you're going backwards and you're giving the offense on the other side more possessions because you turn it over, that's a recipe for disaster, and that's something they have to be able to avoid in this game.
They couldn't connect on 2nd down, now staring at a 3rd and 9. From the gun, wants to pass. Here's the heat. He's not afraid to go deep. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down. The Trojans will call on their punt team. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays. Now they've got it at the 44 on 1st and 10. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Looking for room at the 30. Gets it all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 19 before being hauled down.
Nice job getting outside, right? Those running backs, they get on those tracks, they run outside. Now they're in the open field. It's so tough. Those safeties are flying down, try to get an angle, but you could tell the speed sets them up, makes the big play out to the left.
Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They're working that left side. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be 1st and goal. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. They'll use the running game on 1st and goal.
Yeah, what a great job by the defense. You got to understand, it's physical time, right? They want to run the football, and they start getting inside the 5. Nice job getting penetration, getting the tackle for the loss.
And the D deny them on 2nd and goal. The run up the middle, looking for the score. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Oregon! Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Wants to go up top. Fires to the big fella. Breaks into the open. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. On first down, here comes this offense. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires to the wideout. Complete downfield. Makes the stop at the 49, but not before he gets in plus territory, gets 15 and a first down. Wants to throw on first down. Setting up the screen. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time. And the Trojans now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Looking to fire. Just a short pass to the tight end. And the defense wrestles him to the ground. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Quickly complete. He's out of bounds at the 38-yard line.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
From the gun, running back gets to give. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Touchdown, Southern Cal! They went for the big play, and boy, did it ever pay off. Looking for the time with the extra point.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
There he goes. They've got him down at the 40 after he ripped off 15 yards. We're off to a fast start here. Offenses are humming as we're in the final minute of the first quarter. Oh, he wants it all. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection.
Looks to me on that deep ball like he was forcing it a little bit. You got to be careful as a quarterback. You're not trying to outduel the other guy who just threw a touchdown pass. You're just trying to win the game. So just execute the plays. The ball goes to who it's designed to go to. If that means you got to turn around and hand it off, then that's what you got to do. But I think on that last deep ball, QB forcing it.
Stopping the run is about physicality. It's about I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you up front. Really nice job by the defense, showing their strength, bowing up, stuffing the run.
Complete out of the backfield. He'll be stopped short at the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Catches it past the sticks and still on his feet. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. Absolutely nothing settled. Deadlocked after one period of play as we have a look at the stats. So after the break, they'll go back to work. From the gun, the running back has it. Got enough for the first. At the 20, he's got space. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Ducks!
And to have a rushing touchdown of that type of yardage, you've got to be able to make something miss. It's one thing to get into the second level, but can you make that last defender miss? And you saw it on that play. Once he was in the clear with his speed, he was gone.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. They'll start this drive going to the air. Got a man in the middle. Good call, good execution as they move the chains and they have a first down at the 38. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Working that left side now.
It's definitely the wide receiver's job to create space, right? So whether you're running a go or you're running a hitch like this right here, I got to find a way to push off legally or just create a little bit of space to get some positive yards.
The Trojans can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Completes the shuffle pass. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a level.
And a really good job by the QB throwing an accurate throw. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run, so they can do this. They can catch the football, get upfield, and chew up some extra yards.
I think that time offensively, you're just trying to take what the defense is giving you, right? They're playing zone coverage. You got your big fella just working right over the ball. It's an easy pitch and catch. Just take the profit and let's keep going.
And the legendary John McKay would be proud of the execution of the running game, picking up the first down.
The basic principles of the run game, right? The easy stuff, the boring stuff, not fancy, not loved. Everybody likes points and all that other, stuff that goes with it. But you got to get the good running game. USC doing a good job of it.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They flexed out that tight end a little bit, and the tight end's always open.
Always open. Quarterback's best friend. And this guy's a problem, Reese. He's a matchup problem because he's too big for DBs to cover, and he's too fast for linebackers to cover. He's showing you his athleticism, though.
The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6. And the Trojans started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. They stop him behind the line of scrimmage. He ran through one guy, but not through the rest.
Really nice job by the defense, understanding first and goal. What do most people do on first and goal? They're going to try to run the football in. The defense says, nah, bro, not in my house. Nice job getting in the backfield, getting the stop.
Pressure coming. Looking for the goal line. Touchdown, Trojans. They get it into the end zone to pay off that opportunity.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. It's complete on the right side. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
Well, the defense did a nice job taking everything away down the field, but once the drag route was caught, they just couldn't rally to the ball carrier in time to make a tackle, and as a result, a new set of downs.
Makes the grab. It's Rourke. Big pickup on that one. They'll mark him out at the 40. They've done a really good job identifying mismatches, and they find one out of the backfield there.
Reese, I really don't think it's that hard. My guy is better than yours. Find the matchup across the field. Running back's got some speed. Get it in his hands quickly. You throw it to him fast. Let him make somebody miss against a slower guy that's usually a linebacker.
Well, it wasn't a great start for this quarterback, but on this drive, he seems to be turning the corner. He just looks like he's playing in a different rhythm. He's seeing the field better. It's almost as if the game is starting to slow down for him. And I think on that last...
Into the hallelujah land. Touchdown, Oregon!
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. Time to take a shot. He's got it along the sideline. And the big gain, they've got it on the 46. They went up top to pick up the last first down. Let's see what they have here. They'll move the wide receiver to the air on first down. They're setting up the screen. They've got him now. He almost picked up that first down on the screen.
He didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If you could just make one more guy miss, that might have been huge.
And that's why he is an all-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. The Trojans will line it up on 1st and 10. Wide receiver comes in motion. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
Great recognition by the defense on that pass play. They knew exactly who the quarterback was going to, and they got there quick.
And the Trojans with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Rush is on him. And they're not quite in rhythm there. It's incomplete.
Well, he's linked up with his quarterback 4 times in this first half. Finally, they're not able to connect on that one. I think the defense has just had enough. I think they've said, you know what? You can throw it somewhere else, but you're not going to get it to that guy. We're going to have coverage helping out on that receiver.
He wants to go deep. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. That took every ounce of leg strength he had to sneak that one into the left corner. That'll bring him to within 4.
How nice is it as a head coach to have a kicker like this? It makes these decisions on 4th down so much easier. Just strut him out there and let him stroke it through the uprights.
The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. First play of the drive comes from the 22. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. Quick strike complete. He is not afraid to use that stiff arm as a weapon as he bangs his way to the 28. And the Ducks with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Wants to throw. It's Wall. Finds his big tight end. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. From the 44-yard line, the offense snaps it on 1st down. Wants to go up top on 1st down. He's going to run it. Get every inch you can, but don't take the big hit. Great job by the quarterback. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Looking to throw on 1st down. Trying to set up the screen. Still running at the 35. Gets it down to the 33. They pick up the 1st down. Got to use their time wisely. Looking to throw on 1st down. Got his man downfield. And they finally get him stopped, but it's a big throw and catch, and he's down at the 5. The offense will quickly use a timeout.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection.
Well, I love the coverage on defense. In the red zone, everyone's got their eyes on the quarterback, and they're flying to the football. And you saw that there on the incompletion.
Quickly complete. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before and he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Ducks!
Man, that was beautiful clock management. Great job by this offense, sustaining the drive, not getting too much in a panic, and finishing the drive with a touchdown with not a lot of time on the clock.
USC 17.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Waning seconds of the first half. Let's see how they handle it. Power football with the run. Shut down in the backfield again, and that might do it here in the half. And what a way for this defense to wind up the quarter. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, looks like we've had a compelling start to things there in Los Angeles. And it's clear, the aerial attacks of both teams have been relentless. They've been burning each of these secondaries like toast. Just an assault on the defensive game plans, if there even were defensive game plans. Gotta think, fellas, based on the first 2 quarters, we're going to see every route in the route tree again in this second half. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at the LA Coliseum.
This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. Down 2 possessions to start this third quarter. They'd love to build some early momentum.
You ain't lying, because you only got so many possessions here in the second half, so now you're down. I got to maximize every single one. Put your best plays together. Start this drive off on a good note.
Yeah, it starts right here. Obviously, you can't get it all back on this drive, but you can create that momentum. You can create something special and some energy, but it's going to start with this offense here executing at a high level.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out.
And the defense, they've got him at the 27.
And this offense has to do a better job protecting their quarterback. They're already down 2 possessions. You know the pass has to come at some point, but they got to keep him clean. They can't get behind the sticks consistently. They've got to start to narrow this gap.
And you got to wonder if this offense is going to go for it here. They're trailing now by a lot. I know there's a lot of football still to go, and I know they're on their own end of the field, but just kind of get the feeling their defense hasn't gotten a ton of stops. They may need to stay out there, and they're going to need this quarterback to make a play.
And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. He leaves it with his back. Nice move there. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
Finds a tight end.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on first down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
The Ducks in a good spot here with second and short. Reads it, fires complete. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
That had to be a coverage bust because there's no way one of the best receivers in the country was that wide open. Somebody on defense wasn't where they were supposed to be. They had their eyes in the wrong place. That should not happen ever.
He finds a dead spot in the middle. Oh, he's got some space. Touchdown, Oregon. Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. The mantra is always finish, and they're trying to do that here in the regular season with this Week 12 performance.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Gets the back moving. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Gets it out quickly. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Back to pass. Here comes the heat. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding.
Hey, it's a heads-up play right there. Listen, you're trying to scramble. You're trying to make something happen. Nobody's open. You're not going to be able to get out of bounds. Just protect yourself. Get down on the ground, get what you can get, and live to play another day.
He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. A strike downfield. And how about that? What the doctor always ordered. An explosive play to the 40. The Trojans have it with a 1st and 10. They go to the ground. Got the 1st down and still on his feet. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. And the Trojans are flying down the field. Motion from the wide receiver. Looking downfield on 1st down. They've got the screen set up. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain.
Yeah, and you're going to see this offense find different ways to get this running back involved. It's not just going to be on handoffs, and they're certainly going to line him up in different places and even throw him the football. But the screen game's a big part of it, too. They're trying to get him going there.
The freshman brought down after a really nice run there.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy. But he's got a head of steam. Well, he is hard to bring down.
Now from inside the red zone. Makes the grab. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
And for DBs out there trying to stop these short slant routes against man coverage, being physical is really key. You want to get your hands on the wide receiver and really try to disrupt that timing between the QB and his target.
Fires to the tight end. Touchdown USC! And they take it in for 6 more points. Great example of how a second half can really change everything for a team.
No doubt. First half looked bad. It looked like it was bleak. It looked like it was ugly. But now you're starting to get it turned around. More drives like this is what's needed.
On the move from inside his 5. Finds just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. After that last score, this is just a 2-possession game now, and they'll be looking to find some cushion on this drive. He'll push his way out to the 30, a pickup of 3.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Man, a great job by the QB, finding the running back, get him the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the 1st down.
Dropping back, it's Wall. Got his man on the right.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Got it set up on the outside. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning.
And You're trying to get the ball to the running back quick and let him get some space, but there was absolutely no space. They penetrated quickly, and they got him before he could even get going.
Wants to throw on third down. It's complete to the left. That'll be enough for the first down as they mark it down at the 31-yard line. We'll see if they have enough time to get another snap before the clock hits 0. They'll go to the ground. They knock him down behind the line, and the defense finishing this third quarter in style. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They had a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Handoff to the lone back. Miles ahead for a pickup of 1 to the 32.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Now on fourth down, they'll send out the field goal unit. And very important, not only to generate power, but to find his mark, a 49-yard try from the left. That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. And that will extend their lead even further.
And he knocks another one through. And how about this kicker? Good way to start off your season, right? Like, what do you have at the spot? Sometimes you don't know. Can he make those kicks? Starting off, hasn't missed one yet. Been very dependable for this squad.
Wants to throw on first down. The safe call on the wide receiver screen. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. The Trojans have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Wants to go up top. Fires to the right. Working the big fella to the corner. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47.
I think if you're the head coach at this point, you're telling your offense, it doesn't matter what's happened up to this point of the game. Obviously, things haven't gone our way, but we have a chance to execute in a 2-minute situation and give ourselves a chance to win. Let's go do it one play at a time.
Off the play fake on first down. Makes the grab on the left. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Off play action. He's going to throw deep right side. He caught it. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. What a tough break for the defense. You get a hand on the football, and they still make a big play.
Man, how difficult is that? The ball is deflected. To be able to keep your eyes on the football, continue to concentrate from a fortuitous bounce, Reese. A nice break to him. Makes the catch, makes the big play down the field.
Well, this running back has struggled to find anywhere to go, and I think one reason why is this linebacker and his speed. He did a great job there identifying where the ball was going to go. He didn't let anybody block him. Made his way to the running back and got him on the ground. Nice job.
Had it in his hands for the score and let it fall to the turf. It'll be 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Got a pawn it near the goal line.
Yeah, and 3rd and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
A fourth quarter field goal down by this much, that's a lot like putting a lipstick on the proverbial pig. Doesn't do much to change the looks. Got to score the touchdown on 4th and goal. And this will fall incomplete, and they'll turn it over on downs. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. The Ducks buried deep in their own territory, just trying to find breathing room on first down. Past the sticks, and he may get more. He's loose on the right. The 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, Ducks! Once he got some room, it was over. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Fellas, it's hit triple zeros in a captivating game today in the American. Memphis was able to come away with a hard-fought victory in Bluff City. It wasn't one coaches will point to the rest of the way as a perfect 60 minutes of ball, but it is a step in the right direction.
To the air on first down.
Never a dull moment when it comes to the American. Back to you guys.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Second down, he'll throw it. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Hauls it in. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. And the Trojans come to the line with a new set of downs. Wants to throw again. Under fire. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
It's pretty obvious. This defense came into this one knowing they were going to have to play a complete game until there were zeros on the clock, especially against this quarterback. You cannot take your foot off him.
And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack.
And this defense came to play. They know about the high-profile QB. They rose to the challenge and dominated the competition.
And the pressure gets to him again. Another sack. The Trojans line up to punt it away.
Number 11 in punt formation to kick it away.
Really explosive when he gets his hands on the ball, and he found a couple of crevices and made a nice game before being run out of bounds. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and leading the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
And the Ducks come to the ball trying to pick up this third and short. They'll try to bully their way for the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
I think one of the biggest reasons why the scoreboard looks the way it does is this offense has been dominant on third down. They have found a way to stay on the field. They do it again here late, running the ball on third.
Down to the 18-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. And he was able to get back on top of it. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Touchdown, Oregon! They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession. They've now extended that lead, and they're trying to hang on for a Week 12 victory. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead.
52, USC, 24.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Handoff from the gun. Oh, he's got a chance. And his molars are probably rattling after that big hit, but he did get the first down.
That's a really nice game. It just would have been really nice to see this from this offense earlier. Now you're getting to the point where there's a couple of thought processes. Do I build momentum for next week? Do I try to get this offense, the ground game clicking, or do I throw the football every play and try to make this football game close?
And the Trojans trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Now the play fake. A deep throw as the clock winds down. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together, run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
I think we're about to find out if he's bold or reckless, going for it 4th and long from their own 41. Here's a throw downfield late. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. The decision to go for it does not pan out. The give to the tailback. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop. Winning can become a habit. Now they've won back-to-back games.